Hey there, beautiful. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into a question that has crossed every woman's mind at least once. That moment when you're near a man you like, maybe walking into a room, passing him at a party, or sitting next to him at dinner, you wonder, what does he see? What's the first thing that really catches his attention? And let me tell you, the answer isn't as superficial as you might think. Yes, men are visual creatures. But when it comes to attraction, especially meaningful attraction, there are 5 things he instinctively notices that go way beyond the obvious. These are the subtle, almost primal signals that tell him you're someone worth noticing and remembering. So let's break them down. Here are the 5 things he notices. First, when you're near him and what they really mean. When a man notices you, what he's really noticing first isn't always your hair, your makeup, or even your outfit. What truly captures his attention, often without him realizing it, is your energy. That invisible vibe you bring into a room speaks volumes before you even say a word. It's in the way you carry yourself, how you walk, how you hold eye contact, how comfortable you are in your own skin. A woman who knows her worth doesn't have to try too hard. Her presence alone says, I belong here. I don't need to prove anything. That kind of quiet confidence is magnetic. It draws people in, not just men, but anyone in the room. And the best part is, you don't have to be the loudest, the flashiest, or the most outgoing to have powerful energy. It's about being present. It's about showing up fully in your body, grounded in who you are, not shrinking or overcompensating. When your energy is calm, warm, and assured, it creates safety. It tells him you're not just attractive, you're someone he can connect with, someone who sees herself as enough. And here's what's amazing. Men notice this more deeply than they're even conscious of. He may think there's something about her, but not be able to put it into words. That something is your energy, the way you take up space, the way you engage with your surroundings, the way you're fully yourself without apology. That's what makes heads turn. Not perfection, not trying to be sexy, but being unapologetically in your essence. Your energy is your first impression, and it's often the one that lasts the longest. A man may glance at your outfit, he may notice your hair or your curves, but one of the very first things he truly registers is your smile, or the absence of it. A smile is one of the most universal signs of approachability, warmth, and emotional openness. It's not just about looking friendly. It's about what that smile signals. A woman who smiles authentically isn't trying to impress. She's allowing her inner warmth to show, and that subtle openness tells a man, it's safe to engage with me. When you smile, not to perform, but to genuinely connect, it immediately lowers defenses. It signals self-confidence, self-acceptance, and presence. And men pick up on that. They're more likely to be drawn to a woman who gives off positive emotional cues than one who looks flawless but closed off. Your smile tells him not just how you feel about yourself, but how you might make him feel. Will he feel judged? Will he feel seen? Will he feel playful, welcomed, even wanted? All of that is quietly communicated in the curve of your lips. Now, this doesn't mean you should go around smiling 24/7 like you're on a toothpaste commercial. What matters is that your smile is real. It's in those moments when you lock eyes, when you're listening intently, when you feel relaxed in your own presence. That's when it's most powerful. And on the flip side, when your expression is guarded, overly serious, or disconnected, a man might perceive that as disinterest, even if you like him. So let your smile be an invitation. Let it be a reflection of your grounded, magnetic self. Because when a man sees that soft, authentic expression, he doesn't just notice it, he feels it. And it's often what gives him the courage to step closer. There's something incredibly powerful about the way a woman looks at a man. Your eyes, more than your words, tell the truth of your emotions, your intentions, and your interest. When a man is near you, one of the first things he'll subconsciously look for is your gaze. Are you looking at him? Do your eyes linger for a second longer than necessary? Do they spark with playfulness, warmth, curiosity, or do they dart away, guarded or distracted? This tiny moment of eye contact can shift the entire dynamic between two people. You see, men don't just notice your eyes, they feel what your eyes are saying. Your gaze can say, I see you, and I'm open to being seen. That creates connection. It builds tension. It tells him there's something more here than surface level interaction. Eye contact is where attraction gets its roots. It's where a man gets that first flash of emotional chemistry. It's subtle but unforgettable. And it doesn't need to be intense or overly seductive. Sometimes the softest glances are the most powerful. A woman who isn't afraid to hold a man's gaze communicates confidence. Not arrogance, not neediness, just presence. And presence is rare. It makes a man stop and take note. It makes him lean in instead of backing away. On the flip side, when your eyes are guarded, avoidant, or disinterested, he feels that too. Even if you're interested, if you don't let that flicker show in your eyes, he's likely to assume the door is closed. Your eyes are a doorway. They invite, they reveal, and sometimes they challenge. So don't be afraid to look at him. Really look, because in a world full of distractions, the woman who's unafraid to be fully present in a moment, that's the woman he'll never forget. The way you carry yourself speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. In fact, it might be the loudest thing about you. When a man sees you across the room or feels your presence nearby, he instantly takes in your posture, your body language, and the energy you hold in your front. It's not about being the most physically attractive woman in the room. It's about being the one who owns her space. That alone can be incredibly sexy. A woman who walks with intention, who holds her head high, who doesn't shrink herself to take up less room. That's a woman who tells the world she knows who she is. And believe me, men notice. Think about it. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's about quiet certainty. When you stand tall with your shoulders back and your chin lifted, you're not just improving your appearance, you're sending a message. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I don't need to chase approval. That kind of presence is magnetic. It's not showy, it's not forced, it's grounded, natural, and unbothered by comparison. That's incredibly attractive to a man who's looking for substance, not just flat. Men can also pick up on the opposite energy when you're hunched over, avoiding eye contact, or moving as if you're apologizing for existing. That tells him you're unsure of yourself, and that uncertainty becomes the filter through which he sees you. But when you walk into a room with calm, assured energy, even without saying a word, he senses it, he remembers it, because posture and presence go hand in hand. They tell him how you see yourself, which is often how he'll start to see you too. So straighten your spine, breathe deep, and step into your space. You don't need to perform, just be. That's more than enough. Your voice is one of the most intimate and underrated tools of attraction you have. When a man is near you, he doesn't just listen to what you're saying. He listens to how you say it. The tone, the pace, the rhythm, the warmth in your voice. All of these are incredibly revealing. A woman who speaks with intention, clarity, and calmness stands out instantly. It tells him that she's grounded, that she knows her worth, and that she doesn't need to rush or raise her volume to earn attention. That kind of voice invites him in. It intrigues him and makes him lean closer, wanting more. What's interesting is that men are incredibly responsive to vocal tone on a subconscious level. A soft, calm, confident voice signals emotional security. It says, I'm not here to perform, I'm here to connect. And that's powerful. Think about how rare it is to encounter someone who really listens, who responds with intention rather than reacting on impulse. who uses pauses and presence to create space in conversation. That's not just attractive, it's unforgettable. On the other hand, when your voice is rushed, overly high-pitched from nervousness, or sharp from insecurity, it can create emotional static. It signals tension, and people, especially men, tend to pull away from tension, not lean into it. But when your voice flows naturally from a place of self-connection and peace, it becomes magnetic. Not because you're trying to be sexy, but because you're being authentic. So the next time you're near him, don't just think about what you're saying. Be aware of how you're saying it. Let your voice carry your true essence, your calm, your joy, your interest, even your flirtation. Because when your voice is aligned with your confidence, you become the kind of woman he doesn't just want to hear, he wants to keep listening to. So the next time you're around a man, whether it's someone you've had your eye on or someone you've only just met, I want you to remember something incredibly important. What he notices first isn't just the physical. It's not the dress you're wearing or whether your makeup is perfect. Sure, those things may catch a passing glance, but what really draws him in, what lingers in his mind long after you've walked away, is how you made him feel in your presence. It's your energy, your smile, the way you look at him, the way you carry yourself, the sound of your voice when you speak. These aren't superficial tricks. They're reflections of how deeply connected you are to your own worth. Because here's the truth. You don't have to chase attention. You don't need to be loud or over the top to be memorable. You just need to be present. You need to show up in your power with your heart open, your energy aligned, and the kind of quiet confidence that says, I am enough exactly as I am. When you do that, men don't just notice you, they feel you. And that feeling is what sets you apart from every other woman he meets. So if you found this message valuable, if it made you reflect on your own inner power and how you show up in the world, then take a moment to share this video with a friend who needs it. Like it, leave me a comment below telling me which of the 5 things resonated most with you. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another conversation like this. Because real attraction doesn't begin with trying to impress someone else. It begins with falling back in love with yourself. Let's keep raising the bar together.